Okay, we finally finished the cage. That wasn't fun. First cage I've installed was not fun. I really wish I didn't do it. I would be so much farther along with the car. But what are you gonna do? It looks cool. It's gonna keep us safe, so that's what's important. Especially because my fiance, she's kind of scared of this car, so the cage should make her feel a little bit better. But we're getting close to putting suspension under it. We just need to get it all painted, and it's all wet on the floor, so that doesn't help. So as you see, we got the harness bars in, which they were not cut properly, so I had to cut them myself, and we finally got them both welded in. So that's all done, and that side floor bar or support plate and everything is all welded in. Same with the door bars, everywhere is all good to go. So these door bars are not welded in the way they should be, which you can see the engraved marks. They are much lower than they should be, and they are tilted downwards. They're a little crooked. And the reason for that is because now the door cards can fit. The door cards are something very important to me. I wanted to keep a full interior in the front, and that whole thing got thrown out the window with this roll cage, because now we can't have any of the pillars. Can't have the backs right there. Well, we might be able to have the backs right there, maybe. We'll see. We are still gonna have carpet, we're gonna have a dash, we're gonna have door cards now, which is very important. I'm happy I made that happen. So there's that. But the only thing we gotta do now is we gotta get a few of these little fucking holes all patched up. I can see outside. So we got a few of those little microscopic holes everywhere. We're gonna weld them, and we're gonna grind them down, and then after that, seam seal, paint, suspension. I don't know how much we're gonna get done this weekend, but hopefully get it painted. We'll see. All right, it's about 5 o'clock. I think we're gonna call it there. But we got a decent amount of stuff done. I am mostly excited about getting the roll cage done. I'm very happy about that, because that was a long thing to do. But I will show you what else we did while we were fucking around all day. So the car is a lot fucking cleaner. We went and vacuumed everything, cleared all the tools out, all the shit out. Real clean, real nice and clean. All in the back's pretty clean, other than the welder that I just barely put back there. But it's looking a lot better. We got this all ready. We just need to sand all of it and get all this fucking peeled off shit, because I painted it before I should have. But we got most of the welds grinded out that I really wanted to. I didn't get them flush because the metal's so fucking thin that it's just gonna end up causing more issues. But over here, we had to cut out this whole piece right here, and it doesn't look good at all. I did a terrible job, but it was a learning experience for sure. So kind of hard to see, but I got all that tacked in right there, putting those back panels in. So we just need to finish welding those up. And then we got all these grinded out too. There's a little hole right there at the top, but we'll get rid of that tomorrow. But we're looking good. I have severe fucking burns all over me. Can't even see that one. I have either a burn or a cut on my arm, don't know. That shit hurts though. But we're making progress. Alright, so it's really windy outside, so sorry about that first off. You're gonna be hearing a lot of that. Anyways, so we're gonna start degreasing and then seam sealing the bottom of the car. I have shit all over my face. I kind of got a lot of the black shit out of the wheel well, and it's all over my face. But anyways, so we have two different types of seam sealer right now. We have this heavy 3M seam sealer, and then this just normal seam sealer right here. This 3M shit is about quadruple the price of this. So the 3M shit's gonna be a lot nicer, but it's just, this is 40 bucks. 40 bucks for a little tube of this shit. So we'll see how far it gets us, because I don't know how far it's going to get us. But before we do that, we are going to degrease the bottom of the car. I have two different degreasers. I have Purple Power, and then this shit's called like Big Red Degreaser or something. And then we have some of these blue shop towels, because they're like lint free. They're not going to leave residue all over. So there's that. So we're just going to go along the whole car, and we're going to do that. This side's already seam sealed. As you can see, I hit all that with the wire wheel because it was all burnt off from welding, but we're just going to go seam seal probably the back end right now, just because I want to get the rear subframe on, really. That's really the only reason why. So we're going to prioritize basically from probably about here, back. And we'll do this part that way once we get everything else done. So that's gonna be the plan for now, at least. It might change later on, but like I said last video, I need to get the suspension on the car and measure for wheels. So we'll get that done. All right, I'm gonna try my best to record cleaning under the car, but we're under the car, so it's kind of hard to record. We'll see how it goes though. All right, it's about time to call it a day. We've got seam seal down basically wherever my welds were or where there's a seam. So I wanted to put seam sealer where the welds are just to be safe. Might not need it, but oh, it's so dark. You can't see nothing. Camera's supposed to fucking do it automatically. Anyways, there's seam seal right there where we join those two panels together. We haven't got over here yet, but my arm is like killing me. I did almost that whole side of the car. We got the whole bottom part right here is all seam sealed because they don't do it from the factory for whatever reason. But basically that whole left side of the car is done. We just have to do this right side. I'll probably do that Monday morning, which is tomorrow. But I'm destroyed. I don't feel good. I'm like nauseous as hell. My head hurts. It's been a long day, and this seam sealer thing is kicking my ass. I thought it was gonna be a lot easier than this, but it's not. So if you put seam sealers on cars for a living, props to you, because that shit ain't easy. All right, the wind is still blowing like crazy because it's been like 4 days and it's just non-stop been blowing. But anyways, we got this Eastwood Rust Encapsulator Plus, not just normal shit, and we're gonna get ready to spray it on here. And we're only doing about right here, back. We're gonna get the subframe on. We're gonna get these jack stands out of the way, and we're gonna use the jack stands on the actual frame itself. That way we can paint the jack stands forward until we hit those ones. I don't really know what I'm gonna do about those ones, but we'll see. But everything is seam sealed. It's hard to see even with the light on there, but the whole entire, where we're painting is seam sealed. Still I do the whole rest of the car. But yeah, so we're gonna spray that. I'm not gonna record it because it's gonna be hard to record this, and I don't want to get paint on my camera. But I'm very excited to get this done. Okay, we got all of the rust encapsulator sprayed down. It looks okay. Doesn't look great, but it doesn't need to look great because it's gonna get covered. But that's the whole car. Well, not the whole car. You can kind of see where it ends. That little round part right there. We're gonna spray the rust encapsulator stuff down, or not the rust encapsulator. Sorry, we're gonna spray the Raptor liner down. I need to tape off those threads though, because we don't want that shit on the threads. But we're gonna spray that down, and the subframe's gonna be ready to go on this weekend, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Okay, we got that shit all sprayed down. As you see, it's like the texture of a bed liner, obviously. It is stupidly messy. Like, wait until I show you my arms. But the whole thing is now bed linered in the back. That is some real thick shit, and it should hopefully protect it very good. That's a better way to view it right there. Whole thing, including me. I got my entire fucking arm covered. I don't even know what my face looks like right now, but I can't imagine it's good. But now once this all dries, we can put the subframe on, so that's cool. All right, so today we're finally putting the subframe on the back of the car. So we need to get the diff onto the subframe, and we have all of the zinc plated bolts right here and some GK Tech polyurethane subframe bushings. So we got to put the diff in there, and we got to put those bushings on there as well, and then I'll throw it in the car. I didn't plan on throwing the diff in until just barely, basically, because it's going to be a nice point to jack the subframe up on. So if the diff wasn't on there, it'd be a little bit of a pain in the ass. So get that on there for a jacking point, get the bushings on there, throw the subframe on, good to go. All right, we got the subframe into position. I should have made sure that the bushings in the sleeve and the bushings slide over the studs for the subframe, because there is a little bit of bed liner on those studs. I didn't do that though. So we're gonna find out the hard way if it'll go on or not. And that's not what I should have done. So don't make my mistake. All right, we got the subframe on. Got all the zinc plated bolts on. I wish it wasn't so damn dark in here, man. But everything's looking a lot better. All right, we got all the control arms, the tension rods, the tie rods, whatever the hell. All the arms, the knuckles, and a box full of bolts. So we're gonna get all these thrown on. Hopefully today. I only have about an hour and a half left to work on the car though, so we'll see what happens. We already have the struts on there. So I just threw those on real quick, made sure they all fit and stuff. These are shitty eBay coilovers that came on the car when I first bought it. We will be getting rid of them at some point in time, but for now they're just gonna have to work. So yeah. All right, so for some reason we got to pull out these bushings on the sides and put in these new smaller ones. So I'm assuming these are for S14s, smaller ones are for S13s. That's all I can imagine. I don't know. I'm assuming. All right, so these are just one of our drift spares, I guess. Not really anything special, but that's definitely tight on the stock body, you know. As far as the coils go, it's definitely gonna have to be raised because that is too low. You gotta remember these fenders are cut, and that's the fender gap with the tire in the air. So it's definitely gonna have to be raised quite a bit. Otherwise, it's gonna be tucking tire a lot, and it'll probably be rubbing when we drive. So that'll be something later. This isn't the permanent wheel, by the way. This is just a temporary wheel. But as far as this side goes, it's all done. And I mean, really, the alignment looks pretty decent. There's definitely a little toe out, I think. But move on to the next side now. All right, so we got both sides done. Got the toe arm on, the upper control arm, the traction rod, lower control arm, and we put one of our rear calipers on. Our rotors don't actually fit. They're hitting right here for some reason, so gotta figure that out. But this is the first time you've ever seen the brake calipers on here on YouTube, so look pretty good. It's got zinc plated hardware as well, just like everything else. And yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy with it. All right, so we have this spare wheel on there. It's a 9.5 by 20 with a positive 22 offset, and it's tucked in quite a lot. So we measured the fitment. We're gonna need about a 18 by 10 with a negative 20 offset to get pretty flush, and probably like a 5 to 10 mil spacer. So quite a big wheel, or low offset, I guess. Okay, so we got the front knuckle and lower control arm on, and strut, obviously. So we have this set to an 18 by 9 negative 30, and this thing's kind of shitty, but I think that's gonna be pretty fucking good. I'd say 18 by 9 negative 30 in the front, 18 by 10 negative 20 in the back, and that'll put them pretty good with the fenders. These things are so freaking wide. They look really good too. There's definitely some fitment issues on the fender though. Figure that all out later, but think that's pretty damn good. Fucked up wheel back there. But that's probably about all we're gonna get done today, or this weekend, I guess, this video. Next, really, all we are doing, we need to chop these out. I don't want to, but I think we need to. We got the battery tray out, obviously, it's pretty rusty under there. The battery tray is pretty rusty. So, thinking of just cutting it along the seam all the way down, tubbing the fenders, and just being done with it right there. But I don't know. I just hate welding on this thing, man. It's just such a pain in the ass. But I don't know. But that's the next thing we need to do. We need to get these wheel wells ready for paint. And then once that's ready for paint, then we can do the rest of the car, and the whole bottom of the car will be done. So, just a thing for next week, I guess, huh? Lots of fun. All right, we have to record the outro afterwards because the camera died in the middle of recording the outro. So here we are. We have the trailer fenders ordered to tub the front fenders, so we're going to be doing that in next week's video. But as far as this week's video goes, that is about it. We got a lot done, and I'm very happy. So thank you guys to anybody that watched, and subscribe, like the video, and stay tuned for the next video.